All right, Broncos country. There can only be one reason why Sean Payton is doing this to us. There is just no logical explanation. So there must be a good reason, right? Like we can't believe this is the plan. Uh, I think we just don't know the plan, and I'm going to tell you what that plan is here in just a minute because it just has to be. I'm sorry, I've been around this team too long to believe uh, Sean Payton has gone crazy on us. Um, Maybe he's crazy like a fox, but you have to look at the facts so far. This from Luca Evans today. Even the Denver Post guys who generally are very cautious about what they say. Luca's one of the better ones, though. Now, I'm sure you've all heard that we've re-signed Jaleel. Uh, a couple days ago, we were jokingly just saying they'll probably sign Jaleel. Well, now they have. And what that means is, and I'll just read this tweet from Luca. Every single Broncos player who caught a pass or touched the ball from scrimmage from the 2025 season is now currently back under contract, except for Trent Sherfield, who was waived midseason. Every single player. It's just crazy. And if this now, Mike Kliss is a great dude, does a fantastic job, but essentially he is a spokesperson for the Broncos at this point in his career. That's how he gets all his information. And even he is a little perturbed. Day 5 of free agency, the Broncos are the only team that have yet to sign an outside free agent. I get draft and develop, but this is unprecedented. Come on, guys. You mean there's not even a swing tackle out there? Yeah, that's crazy. I hope my camera's working. If you're in the chat, and by the way, if this is the first time here, please subscribe and get in the chat. I'd like to hear your thoughts as well. I know this can be a frustrating time. I'm going to try and come down from David and my show yesterday where we kind of went off a little bit. Now I'm not sure if I'm just exhausted or complacent or I'm just coping. But here it is, official. Jaquan has signed his RFA tender. This would be a good move, right? So there's the good news. Mike is not completely delusional or unhappy. Now, Tyler Columbus said this earlier, and he said, I shall forgive the Broncos for being asleep at the wheel during free agency if and only if there's a big trade in the works. Yeah, that's where I'm at, guys. I'm in the same place. We just restructured Coop and freed up about $8 million worth of cap space. So they've made a few deals to try and make some cap space. And I think we know where this is going. It's just too crazy to not be going in this direction. We all heard a few days ago that there were rumors swirling around about the Broncos trading for a wide receiver. I saw someone responded to the Tyler Columbus tweet that it was for Breece Hall. Breece Hall might be a stretch now with that room completely filled. In fact, it's a little bit crazy. There are 30 free agents or restricted free agents when we ended the season, okay? We've signed every single one of them back. I've never seen anything like it. In a team with the Super Bowl window open, right? And here we are running it back. And I'll just run through these. Little Jordan Humphrey. Why? Well, apparently he can block. I don't know. Now, I know that there's a lot of talk about, these 1-year deals are just a way for, holding spots now on the roster. But it's still confusing when you have 3 or 4 identifiable rooms that really need to be improved. And you didn't do that, or didn't even try to do that. And I know there was some talk that maybe they did try, but kind of their key ones, re-signing. I would say J.K. Is one of my favorite signings. I was a big fan of his last year. I think he's just unfortunately injured all the time. So the big thing for me here, on that particular move is we need to see some insurance policy behind him, unlike last year. But now with this Jaleel thing, uh, it's like you got Bidet, you got Jaleel, you got RJ, you got Dobbins, and so there's if somebody needs to come in and be the replacement for Dobbins. Who out of that group can replace Dobbins? Nobody can. Although I think RJ is going to have an even better year than he did last year. But JK comes back in at 2 years, 20 million, which is basically a 1 year, $8 million contract. So I think that means we're probably not going to go after Brees Hall. I think it could be a wide receiver, but tight end room, wide receiver room, running back room, we're all a problem last year, especially towards the end of the season. I mean, when you've got little Jordan Humphrey doing 40% of the snaps towards the end of the season, you might need to look at that room. The Singleton one, I know that's a big one for everybody out there. Everybody's freaking out about Singleton. With Greenlaw not working out, I thought there were a lot of good options out there. I was excited when they brought Sternad back, but I was kind of tepid about Singleton. I was like, man, whatever. The defense was like third in the league for scoring. You can run it back with that defense. Let's be honest. I mean, we don't have unlimited resources, we don't have unlimited money. So, yeah, if they want to bring Alex back, and they did, 2 years, fine. He's 32 years old. He's getting up there. They'll probably draft a linebacker. They'll do something. But this one didn't bother me as much. The Troutman re-signing was confusing to me. I know people like to, especially a 3-year contract. I just don't understand that one, especially in a tight end room. That was just one of the worst in the league last year. And a lot of that's on Sean. I think that his play design didn't, feature the tight end room, but I'm glad we kept Ingram. I don't understand Troutman. He's not as good a blocker as some of the casual fans like to think. He's actually not that great of a blocker. He's honestly catches the ball pretty well, but he makes kind of like wild catches, but he doesn't get open very often. Atkins, no big deal. Krull, I have no explanation for. Apprentice is a good signing, I thought. Bring back Henderson, it's fine. And of course, Ellinger and Palczewski came back. So we lost Greenlaw, Locke, and John Franklin Meyer. So the team is worse than it was at the end of the season last year. So far, this, if I were to grade this free agency, it would definitely be an F. I mean, there's just no way around that. The team is worse than it was. Bringing back all those players, to me, I don't know, just doesn't make any sense. Jackson, welcome into the show. It's good to see you, buddy. Everything is pointing towards a trade. Cliff said yesterday he believes the trade is coming. It might not happen until closer to the draft, though. I didn't see the part about closer to the draft, Jackson, but have heard. Yeah. So what we think, what we all think now, is that they are gearing up for a trade. It's going to have to be an offensive player. It's going to have to be a wide receiver, tight end, or a running back. Anywhere else doesn't make any sense. Not sure where a starter would come from. In fact, in free agency right now, with what's out there in free agency, I don't see anybody out there that would start for us that we would want. Now, trade, definitely a different story, but I think the defense is looking for depth. So free agent depth, draft depth there is fine. Offense, though, it's the weapons, man. I think that's what we're building for. So, spoiler alert, uh, that was the whole point. Uh, I think that's what he's doing. I think that's what the team is doing. They've got around 25 million, I think, in cap space. So, and they can make more. Let's be honest. So, I think that's where this is going. If it's AJ Brown, uh, if it's BJT from Jacksonville, uh, that could be a draft, close to draft day type trade. There's one of my favorite guys on the planet, Brett. If we don't make any big acquisitions this free agency and next season goes well, is Sean Payton a genius, or did we just get lucky and a good core team and squeeze out close games? Well, uh, it's a bit of both, right? So that's what last season was, and that's the problem. We did make some big acquisitions last year, um, but those were mostly like defensive moves and Ingram. Um, but we did get kind of lucky with our team this year because we squeezed out some wins. And I say lucky, and maybe I don't mean that's not the right word. It's more like we're putting a lot on Bo Nix here, guys, to win these games. I see a lot of. You guys know I spend a good amount of time on Broncos Twitter, and there's definitely two factions here. There's the what the hell are we doing or not doing, which is kind of the one I fall in. And then there's the one that said we were, broken ankle away from winning the Super Bowl with the team we had. Why would we change anything? Well, first of all, it's because of the way we won a lot of those games. It's not really sustainable. You're supposed to win about half of the kind of games that we won, and we won like 80% of them, 850 or something, some ridiculous stat out there. And if you can make your team better, like no one that I know, or that at least no one that I know that I respect, was saying that we needed to go out and spend huge amounts of money to improve this team. Like, go on this big free agency spending spree. And that usually doesn't work. But 3 or 4 positions here, wide receiver, tight end, running back, linebacker, those 4 positions, there were a lot of upgrades out there. And I think the Broncos should have upgraded somewhere in there. And, you see the ticker on top. Maybe they will. Brett comes in again. Presumably, if the season goes poorly, we can look at the offseason and blame lack of ambition. Well, we will, whether it's that's definitely what we would do if nothing changes. Because you're gonna have to point fingers at somewhere. And I'm not gonna point him at Davis Webb if he's marching Krull and Jaleel McLaughlin out there on the field and little Jordan Humphrey and Michael Bandy. It's just not. It's not a loaded gun. So what else can you point to? If you're in the camp that this team was so good they don't need to upgrade any players, that's fine. Like, I respect your opinion. Get in the chat and you can make your case, but it just doesn't make sense for an NFL team to sit on its laurels and not do anything when they could, when they have obvious like needs. This team has obvious shortcomings and they didn't do anything. Brett, if we make moves during free agency and next couple seasons go well, we probably look back and say this decision was smart. Well, if we make moves, it's like deciding not to do anything is still making a decision, right? So, yeah, it's a result-based business. Every year we do this, free agency. We talk about our free agent signings. Last year it was Greenlaw, and it was Hufanga, who turned out to be great, and Ingram, who I think will be great if Davis Webb decides to use him. But I always go back to the Super Bowl. When we were just we were trying to win a Super Bowl, and Elway was like, "All right, well, give me Talib, Ware, and Emmanuel Sanders, and somebody else too. I can't remember who the other one was, but I mean, it just took a few guys to get us over the hump. It's not like we went out and spent a $250 million to upgrade the whole roster. That's not what the Broncos need. But to sit back with, uh, Troutman and these guys as your starters is absolutely crazy to me. Arizona is rebuilding. Obviously, we should be putting a call for the hometown kid, McBride. Jay, Arizona's like always rebuilding. I mean, they probably have some players down there. It's hard to tell if the Cardinals have players because of the team that's always around them. And that's the other crapshoot too. Like who's left, and who's out there for a possible trade. Now, we were all talking about AJ Brown before. I know the Broncos are interested. Apparently, there are other teams that are interested. I think maybe what Kliss was referring to when it comes to that, it being closer to the draft, is because Philadelphia probably wants more than anybody wants to pay right now. So we'll see how that goes. But I think that's where this is headed. I'd love to see your guys' predictions on who we're going to go after, at least what position we're going to go after. I know some people think it's going to be running back. Some people think it's going to be wide receiver. I think it could be either. Just be weird now. They really haven't done anything in either room except re-sign their own players. So I guess they're, I guess they're all possible. Tight end room, like all the rooms are back. This is crazy. I'm like speechless. I've never seen anything like this. Have you guys ever seen a team just like sit it out? That's Seattle won the Super Bowl last year. They were the fourth. They spent the fourth most in free agency last year. Second most money spent in free agency last year was the Patriots. Both those teams with the Super Bowl. There has to be a trade happening at some point soon. I don't know how this is ever best case scenario otherwise. Well, it's not. It's worst case scenario so far because it's not like they're bringing back, everybody that was good last year. Like they did some good re-signings during the season, which was nice. I was happy about, some of the guys that they re-signed in free agency. Well, not free agency, but just re-signing their own players in-house and keeping them on the team. I think that's the good stuff. But just like every single player that seemingly that was on the team last year, we're re-signing them. Like they weren't all good. Like they just weren't. It doesn't make any sense. Jackson, if we can just stop dropping the ball, our offense will be much improved. Well, that'll be one thing, Jackson, for sure. And the Broncos did make some moves to change that. They did bring in a new wide receiver coach. They brought in an assistant wide receiver coach from the Saints, Willie something. Can't think of his name right now. So I don't think that now that they've identified that, I think that's something they're going to work on really hard. I do have confidence that that'll turn. I don't think that's going to be. I think we can improve. Like the players can improve, but some of them can regress too, and we won't know. But the same, I guess you could say the same thing about free agents too. There's just a higher floor, higher ceiling with a guy like Waddle, as Brandon says here. Like how good would Waddle look on this offense? It would elevate that wide receiver room to like a crazy level because it's a decent room, but it was a very underperforming room because they're missing one piece. They're missing that piece that other teams have to really worry about or double team or, Court's not going to blow the top off of a defense. Now, Marvin Mims can. Troy Franklin can sometimes. but the route running, the nuances in there, somebody like Waddle could really open up that sort of that passing game. Like the Broncos were one of the worst in the league last year for like the big like pass plays, like the 40-yard pass plays. I think they only had like 8 of them or something like that, which is one of the worst in the leagues. Like they just weren't very explosive. But stats, you can make stats, say whatever you want them to say. Jackson, we would have blown out a bunch of games last year if we'd have maintained an average drop rate. I think the biggest one for me was when Dobbins went down. Now I know that we were still getting it together at that point in the season, and it really wasn't until after the bye week where Bo really came on and took off. But I'm just trying to imagine like Bo having Dobbins in the backfield instead of RJ or Jaleel or Bidet. I mean, these guys are all 5'8", 200 pounds. There's just, when Dobbins is there, you've got the opportunity. He was getting like 5 yards a carry. And for a lot of the season, he was getting well over that. So it just would have made a huge difference. And I think even Dobbins, healthy Dobbins in the AFC Championship game with Stidham would have made a difference. I mean, that's how important I think that position is. But yeah, the drops, it was a big deal. It was frustrating. Like Cortland is always going to drop the first ball you throw at him. He just kind of does that. All right, so let me find this for you guys. Alex Singleton. So I kind of did a little research today, and if you guys are not on Alex Singleton being back, that's fine. But remember, most of our money is spent on the defensive side of the ball already. Now, I know that the Broncos, again, I'll repeat, I think they will draft somebody for that position, or maybe pick up some depth, because I don't really trust anybody else that's out there as far as depth goes. I think we've seen the last of Sanders. What's the one Bailey guy? He'll probably stick around for some depth, but yeah, Singleton is fine. He's not perfect. He's not great. He's not like a game changer or anything. Like he doesn't have a bunch of tackles for loss or sacks or like big play stuff. Although he did have that forced fumble, I think, against Buffalo in the playoffs. It's a huge game or a huge play from him. But he's been a consistent tackler. He always gets over 100 tackles. I mean, like Baldinger said the other day, sometimes they're 6 yards past the line of scrimmage, but he makes the tackles. But he's just not like a great athlete. So we'll see what they do with him this year. But it doesn't, like, it's not a deal breaker for me. Like, not this inactivity in free agency is a deal breaker for me. It's crazy. It's like, how do you not improve areas of need? Now we're going into the draft. Well, we don't know that yet. Like I don't want to be too negative here today, but like I don't want to let him off the hook either. This is like a crazy gamble to me. Sean is gambling right now, I think. And he gets cute, like with play calling. He gets cute with his decisions. He thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. And he probably is the smartest guy in the room, but it doesn't mean he's always right. And it's almost just stubbornly weird. Like watching draft day where the guy just does crazy stuff that doesn't make any sense. Like, we're hoping that the end of this movie, whatever it is, he actually pulls out like this big trade. And that's why, they're doing what they're doing, because they're going to need all that cap room, and they're going to actually go get one of those big missing pieces, and then do some depth stuff, and maybe draft properly this year instead of taking another cornerback in the first round. Sports Tracks got us that Cooper restructure gave us 8.2 million. So after June, when Greenlaw comes off the books, we're going to have a lot of cap money. So this might take a while. To some of your guys' point earlier, we might be waiting. I flagged this tweet because it says, and I didn't have it to put on the screen, but it says we're one win away from the Super Bowl. What am I missing? So that's that's where the two sides don't meet. Like what you're missing is a lot was put on Bo Nix. Like, remember how we won some of those games kind of miraculously, when we probably should be winning some of these games a little less, uh, we made it look difficult sometimes. I'm just saying. We made it look difficult. These weapons are lacking for Bo. Like, why wouldn't we give our franchise quarterback who's on a rookie contract everything that we can? Why wouldn't we do everything we could to make his life easier? Like, that's all it is. You're not missing anything other than the fact that it's okay to improve a team that got to the AFC Championship game, and it's actually a good thing. Like, go make your team better. So, I mean, I don't get too pissed off at people for saying stuff like that. What's up, Vic? Welcome back in. Yeah, what the hell? I think we are waiting for the apocalypse. No, actually, I think we're waiting for a trade, man. I mean, even Troy Rank is all over this now. He's like, what the hell's going on out here? It's nice to see that it's not just guys like me and David and Zach and let's talk Broncos. David talks Broncos. Me, I haven't. You don't get a chance to watch everybody's show, but you have them on. We had Dak on from Orange and Blue Network the other day, and Dak's a great dude and really into the draft and free agency. And it was just inexplicable. We were all struggling to figure out, like, what the hell's going on out there. And but we were kind of getting pushback from the Denver media, like what you would consider proper media or whatever, however you want to define it, to relax or this. But now those guys are like, all right, this is weird now. It's getting out of hand. And Troy Rank is one of them. So Goldberg Brain. What's up, Goldberg Brain? Happy for this next season, mostly because of coaching switches and continued growth of young players. I'm excited about the coaching switches. I'll tell you that. And I'm looking forward to continued growth of young players. Like, there's not a here. Let me pull this back up. Let me find this for you guys so that I don't misspeak. I have Broncos stats from last year. I do. All right. So, Bo Nix. Like, we're keeping him, right? Okay, good. Now, Dobbins is coming back. He should. RJ Harvey coming back. He should. Young player. Continued growth. Yes, 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 yes. Now, Jaleel McLaughlin. Like, what's the point of that? And Tyler Bidet. Now, Tyler, I will say, I think I looked him up last week when I was just kind of curious about him. And I thought he played like over 50% of our special team snaps, like a pretty heavy amount of those. So I don't worry about him as much. This McLaughlin signing, like, how many running backs are we going to keep? He had 37 carries last year. Now he had a 5.1 per yard average, but 37 carries. I mean, Terrell Davis had more than that in one game. So that's a whole year. He played 8 games last year. Maybe he's just a camp body. Maybe he's insurance. See what happens. But that running back room should be Dobbins, Harvey, and it should have been lost his name, but maybe Rodriguez or from the Commanders. I mean, just would have been a beast, like 227-pound running back, but he got signed away. But or Tyler Algier, who went for like $6 million a year. Like then I would be happy with that room. That's the kind of stuff we're talking about. But the coaching switches, yeah, man. Goldberg, I'm with you. Like I like the wide receiver change. That had to happen. The offensive coordinator, probably a good thing from what we saw last year. We'll keep, we'll let Sean do what he does best, which is design plays, because he's still really good at that, because he can take his time and design plays and game plan and all that. But he was struggling getting a flow going with his play calling. He was struggling, with guys coming in and out and not leaving enough time on the clock for Bo. So yeah, I'm excited about that too, man. I'm definitely with you there. Vic says AJ would be a good addition. Yeah, it'd be a great addition. Let's go to that room now. So Court, 1,000 yards and 7 TDs. So number one receiver for the team. Now, I did this comparison a couple days ago. I caught a little heat from it, but when Seattle and the Broncos were the only two teams left that hadn't made any moves, I tweeted out, like a comparison between the two teams, where they're at as teams. One of them obviously won the Super Bowl, but like their number one receiver had 1,700 yards receiving. Their number one wide receiver, tight end, and running back combined for 33 touchdowns. The Broncos combined for 19. Like that's a lack of weapons. That's a big difference in two teams. So those guys being inactive in free agency is okay. I mean, they lost Walker to the Chiefs, which I hate, because now we gotta deal with Walker. But for those guys, they kept everybody else, so they really just need one position. So they probably have their eyes on somebody. And I know they like their running back too, who had a nice season as well. He's got Charlatan or something like that. It's got a funny name I can't remember. But yeah, AJ would be all right. Still like the guy in Jacksonville though. Especially, now that I love how they say they're not trading him, which means they're definitely trading him. Broncos on a budget. Vic, don't do that to me, man. Don't bring me down. I'm trying to stay positive on this show. Yeah, we are. I'm gonna start calling us. What do the kids say? Temu Broncos, Walmart Broncos. We are the Walmart Broncos. So Troy Franklin, going back to, is it Jackson? Jackson's point. Yeah, no, it's Goldberg's point. Here it is. So Troy Franklin, I'm still high on. He only had one less touchdown than Court, 7 versus 6, 700 yards now. He had 104 targets versus 124 targets. So 20 targets. Yeah, he's only averaging about 10 yards a catch, where Court and Pat Bryant were averaging 13 and 12. So, but we want to see Pat Bryant. We want to see more of him. We're not needing to replace Court. We're not needing to replace Franklin or Bryant or Mims. What we're needing is that other player. So on my camera, I wonder what's going on with my camera here. I wish it would tell me. Can you guys tell me in the chat that if you can see me all right, or if my camera's freaking out, please? Somebody, if you're still watching, and I can see that a bunch of you are, please hit subscribe and get in the chat, please. We'll let the chat drive the rest of the show if we need to. Yeah, just like Ingram. How do you guys feel about Ingram? Like, I feel like Davis Webb's going to use the hell out of him, but like I feel like we might need a little help there. I wouldn't be shocked if, maybe we go in that direction. Um, a tight end, like, I is it Goddard? Is he still available? Is today's the day, right? They have to do something with him. So that might be coming. Jackson back says, we have looked forward to this week since the season ended. It's been such a letdown. I thought this week would be all about assessing our new players. Yeah, same. Like it's just like fodder for all our shows. And now, we get to come in here and get accused of being negative and doom slayers or whatever. When I'm very much not that guy. I'm just like you guys, like my my mood over the week is very dependent on whether the Broncos won last weekend or not. And right now they're not winning. Um, it's it's shocking to me. I mean, this is shocking. Vic said it right here, saying the whole tight end room is diabolical. Like it's a troll. It just has to be. Um, our top, so 76 targets for Ingram on the season. He got 50 receptions, 461 yards and a touchdown. The thing about Ingram, though, for me is like whenever, like he seemed like when he got the ball, he looked like he really could do something with it. He didn't look like he was gonna, Court kind of he catches the ball and then he just like takes 2 steps and falls down. Just fine. He's a possession receiver. He should be our number 2 receiver. We should have AJ Brown or somebody like that over him. But as far as Ingram goes, I mean, I just think he's more about getting opportunities. If he gets the opportunities, he had over a 40-yarder on a tight end is pretty good. So we just need to get him more opportunities, like yards after catch. Like this is an incredible stat. Cortland Sutton, he had 74 receptions for 1,000 yards. He had 222 yards after the catch. Okay, so 74 receptions, 222 yards. Ingram had 50 receptions, so 24 less, but he had 302 yards after the catch. He's a playmaker, man. I'm telling you, get the ball in his hands. Got to. Andrew, welcome in, brother. Has to be a big trade at wide receiver, tight end. I think so too, man. I do too. I mean, it could be. It's probably not running back. Gosh, guys, I see. I'm already starting to get excited. Like the thought of J.K. Dobbins staying healthy this year. Like he's just been cursed, man. It's crazy. It's always a different injury, and so I know that a lot of you guys probably watching are like not excited about Dobbins being back, but gosh, he was so good. I just like this has got to be his year, man. It's got to be. And so to Andrew's point, probably right. Like I think the ship has sailed on trading for like Breece Hall or something, right? Like we could have gotten a running back. But now let's go to our little tinfoil hat. Or what do we do with conspiracy theories? Is it a tinfoil hat? I'll put on a tinfoil hat. So the reason we bring back Dobbins, we will get another running back. I promise you, there will be another running back in that room, a bigger running back, because they have to know they screwed that up last year. You can't have all small backs. You just can't. Like, how are you going to pick up a 3rd and 3? Well, you're going to have to throw some stupid screen pass because you can't pick up 3 yards. Like you got to be able to average over 4 yards a carry. And before you go look at the stats and see that we averaged over 4 yards a carry, a lot of teams will do that because of like Bo and Mims and Jaleel and like, but generally like RJ was average like 3.7 on the season or something crazy like that. But I think it's going to be wide receiver or tight end too. If it's defense, I'm going to absolutely crap myself. But like, who are we going to get? I know some of the names are out there. I'd love to hear what you guys are saying. Blucifer, Broncos country. Guys, go find Blucifer on X, by the way. Great dude, great follow. It's been wonderful having him in here all the time. Omar Cooper Jr. instead of AJ. It's Omar Cooper, the talking about the draft pick, right? Um, because yeah, I tell you guys this every show. I'm not an analyst. I usually have people on here that do all that stuff. I'm more of the host, but I just had to come on here and vent with all you guys. But I don't know, man. AJ's kind of a beast. Um, why not both? I mean, I would draft either a running back or a wide receiver in the first round this year. I might accept inside linebacker too. Timu Broncos. Yeah, I know, right? Troy Franklin has insane potential. He's like football, Tupac, skinny, but the heart of a lion. Is Tupac alive? Tinfoil hat. Old tinfoil hat this whole show. Maybe Tupac's still alive. He does have potential. You know, it's weird about Troy Franklin is for some reason, I always thought he was like the size of like Tank Dell. Like I always thought he was like this little guy. But he's not. He's actually a pretty big dude. So he does have a lot of potential. That first year got in his head, man. Do you guys get the feeling like Sean Payton's offense is really hard to learn for wide receivers and tight ends and stuff? It's got to be. That's the only other explanation for some people that he keeps bringing back, other than he always says, you need to be able to block or whatever, which I agree with. I mean, Shanahan was big on that too. If you're not old enough to remember that, most of you probably, but like Rod Smith was a great blocking wide receiver, and he was one of the greatest wide receivers of all time. Undrafted, by the way, by the Broncos. Should be in the Hall of Fame. It's all fine. Everything's fine. Vic, camera's good. Okay, thank you guys. I keep getting this warning that there's some sort of I don't know, connection problem. So, and I did a show. I did a show like I don't know, 2-3 shows ago. I did one, and it was like 1,000 people watched it, and I got a comment on it, and so I went and looked at it, and the whole time my voice was off with the camera, and it was all fuzzy. So now I'm all paranoid. Like it's the only time it's happened. And it's good to see you, Martin. Good to see everybody. Thanks for coming in. What else we got going on here? All right, Goldberg's back. Would have loved to RB2. That's the most disappointing. There's something wild. I watched all Troutman's games, catches last year, and I think he's going to get way more. Yeah, I think that too. Like I think he's overrated as a blocker, but I think he's kind of underrated as in his pass catching. Like I seem to recall him making like a one-handed touchdown catch in the gosh, I can't remember what game that was, but like and then like the one where he's falling down, laying on his stomach, and he catches the ball. Like he's kind of clutch when it comes to catching the ball. So in that way, that's fine. But let's not pretend he's a great blocking tight end. All right, so Prentice, I'm low key excited about that he's back. Michael Bandy, Nate Adkins, whatever. But like on this defense, there's really no. Well, first of all, what are we going to do with Jahdae Barron? Unless Riley Moss is some sort of trade bait, Jahdae is just going to be playing dime defense. So, like, how good would Omarion Hampton or one of those running backs had looked on this team of that first round pick last year? Maybe they're making big moves in the draft. Well, they can make all the moves in the draft. I just think free agency is like you always say, and this is one of the things I agree with. Like you definitely want to go into the draft not needing a starter. And I'm not saying that's what you're saying, Vic. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if they do. They have like 10 picks, 9 or 10 picks. I mean, they can make some moves. But but this is exactly the point I was about to make. Like, yeah, the problem is Sean's not going to play him, and VJ doesn't play rookies either very often. So, yeah, that's it's going to be weird. Look forward to the draft though. Chuck Hartman, I've seen Chuck in here quite a bit. It's good to see you, Chuck. Welcome back. I know most people think I'm wrong and crazy, but one or two big moves in our trades and a great draft, and everyone can grade the offseason. Relax. I hope I look relaxed because I am super relaxed. I don't think anybody thinks you're crazy. I think it's exactly what we're talking about. Like, I just so, but now we're down to trades, so it's a little scary. Um, like the you're not going to draft your number one wide receiver. You're not going to draft your number one running back this year. You're not going to draft your starting inside linebacker this year. You could draft a tight end. That could be your starter. But and maybe others if they move up or down. Oh, and in fact, Lucifer is getting to my point right here. If Sadiq or Stowers, I mean, you could literally start both of those guys. So it is possible the draft, could work that way too. So and Chuck, I'm not saying everything's lost. I mean, I don't think anybody on the show is right now, but it's just it's crazy to me. It's still crazy to me. I'm trying to think of a nicer way to say it, but it's just a little crazy to me that when you can easily identify like where you could get a lot better, like not just a really good player, but we can get one who's a little bit better. Like we've got some really poor performing players on a really good football team, so they didn't do anything with that yet. All right, so it's yet. Anthony Hill, yes. J Rod is the hottest out. Dude, I don't even know who J Rod is. Oh, yeah, I do. That's true. I'll take Anthony Hill all day, every day. Okay, so here's the one I see a lot of. We were an ankle away from the Super Bowl, but it would have been a huge ass to beat. Well, see, we agree with that. Next year, Seattle and Rams look like teams to beat. Do we think we have the roster to beat them? Somebody does. I don't know that they do. See, we don't really know yet, Martin, obviously, but that's the way that's the way we're acting right now. So we're pretending like we've got our Super Bowl roster, but this is only based on what we've seen so far, right? Because we haven't seen them do anything. And if they do something, by all means, please break it in the chat. It's just not, it's not, we're not the same as Seattle. We're not the same as the Rams. Now, I think we play them with Bo and this team. I think we play them a hell of a lot better than the Patriots did, and I do think that we beat the Patriots in the AFC Championship game. Martin, we agree on that. I think Seattle was the team to beat, and I think we all, well, not all of us, but a lot of us. I know that I probably a month out, I was like, man, I don't know who's beating Seattle this year, and then then somebody beat them, and then they went on a tear and beat everybody. I'm like the biggest jinx in the world. So when you see me tweet, now keep in mind when you see me tweet during the season ball game or whatever, that's the Carmelini reverse jinx, and we went 14-3 on my reverse jinxes last year. So keep in mind that I use those because I never get what I want. So I always say the opposite of what I want, and then I fool God and he gives me what I want. Unless Laporta is actually available, I just don't think an impact tight end is available via trade right now. I guess Komet. See, I thought he was one of our targets too, but I haven't looked lately to see what's up with him. And then we're still waiting to see what happens with Goddard. Like they were supposed to do something at 4:00 today, weren't they? By 4 p.m. Eastern or something, to work out a deal with Goddard. And I don't know that they have. So I wish I had Dak or somebody on here who could look that up for me, but I'm by myself. So sorry, guys. I kind of do this. I need a drink. As fans this year, most sound like we're the Browns. We have a great team. Build patiently and don't overpay, and build for a dynasty, not a 1 year window. Yeah. Okay. Um, well, we're not the Browns, thank God. We do have a great team. The thing about building patiently and not overpay, it's okay to overpay like a guy. Um, it's just you don't want to bring in like 4, and then ruin your salary cap or anything like that. But it's okay to, like, when you can clearly identify, Chuck, like would you have overpaid for Travis Etienne like at 13 million? I would have. Um, and then the other part of this formula is that Bo Nix is on this rookie contract right now, and so now is the time to kind of do that. It might not be a 1 year window, but even when the window's open, you have to kind of go for it, because that window can close on a team just as fast as it opens. So I think I disagree with you there. I think you do want to build for the future, but I always look to the draft for that and free agency for this season. So we kind of agree with you, but not exactly. Vic's heading to the casino. Send all the good vibes my way, chat. Vic, put you know what? Put 100 on black for me. All right, just once though. Big E's here. How's everybody doing this afternoon? Man, great. Saw the Jaleel news. So yeah, I'm flying high, man. It's good to see you in the chat as always. Brendan, I have a feeling Jade is going to be the lock replacement. A lot of people are talking about that, moving him to safety depth. It's a wasted first pick, in my opinion. And I'm not a hot take guy. You guys know that. I don't do like the hot take stuff, but I'm still salty that we took Jade Barron in our first round last year. Big E, we got 9 draft picks. Denver is redoing some money to clear space. Here comes the wide receiver, running back in a trade. Yeah, one of the two, buddy. It's gonna be one of those two. If I had to guess, I'm still saying wide receiver over running back, but I still say it could be a tight end too. It just depends on what Davis wants to do. Like there's things we don't know about this team. But I'm excited about Davis Webb calling plays. I think he's going to call them with hopefully no fear. Like, he just doesn't seem like a guy that's going to, be too shy. Talk to text. Did you send it again? Or is this a different one? All right, here we go. 9 draft picks, redoing some players to get money in the cap room in a trade. I'd say wide receiver, running back is getting ready to hit Denver in a trade. I think we agree on that for sure. If you weren't watching earlier, I kind of went over that, and I think that's definitely the case. Big E's also, I think we're going to be okay with the people we've got or the players we got, as long as they add a little bit of playmaker here and there. Could be in the draft. It doesn't have to be in the draft. So, yeah, but problem with Sean, and like we talked about, like, Sean's not going to play rookies, like, unless maybe one of those tight ends could be a starter out of the draft, Sadiq or something like that. But they're going to have to go way up and get him. They have to get real aggressive in the draft. And maybe that's what they're going to do. Maybe they are going to get really aggressive in the draft and go get a couple, like, of the stars and, the old F them picks kind of thing, since they're not doing anything in free agency. But I like how we're all warming up to the big trade. I've had this thing saying big trade coming, running across that top ticker the whole time, because it just has to be. Like, I can't wrap my head around what we're doing without there being a trade in the works. Biggie says we do need to upgrade the running back room. Definitely need an upgrade J.K. Dobbins is fine, top 5 back when he's healthy, and if they're going to go to the air raid, yeah. So Davis Webb, Texas Tech, knows the air raid system, and that's going to be that's probably going to be incorporated here a little bit. So I totally agree with that. I don't. Yeah, J.K. Dobbins is like it. It's not that there's an upgrade over J.K. He's that good, but there's no insurance behind him, and that's what bothers me. And if you're right on this, then I'll be super happy. So, Cody says working on a double right now, but on lunch. Working a double right now, but on lunch. Oh my gosh, double, and he works nights. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. You too. Vic, can't talk about a dynasty. We haven't won yeah, it's true. We're definitely not a we're not a dynasty. We're working on making one though. We're working on making a solid team, I guess, so we can like consistently make a run. But it's definitely not a little bit early for dynasty. Need my Broncos fix. Yeah, man, me too. Like I usually have somebody on with me because my voice will just go out. But man, after today, I was just like, I got to get back on the air and talk to my guys because like it's got to be a trade. There's just no way around it. Like I cannot grasp what we're doing without thinking, all right, they're building up to something. And I keep waiting for somebody to break the news that the Broncos have traded with Team X, and I'm checking right now just to make sure. But you guys would have told me if there was anything going on. Yeah. All right. Big E. I don't know if they did or not. Is it Hockenstein? I think is who you're talking about. I think he looked good. How long has he been in the league now? Like he was the next big thing coming out. He'd be a nice addition. But I still like Ingram, man. I don't know. Am I the only one on here that likes Ingram? Like, I think he's going to breakout year. He and RJ are my breakout candidates. I don't think that's. Yeah, ETN would have. Oh, by the way, ETN said his last name's pronounced H-N something. So good for him. We are definitely not the Browns. your voice to text, man. Are you driving? We are definitely not the Browns because they just overpaid everybody on that offensive line. The Browns have been overpaying people since I was watching the Browns like years ago. Like for as long as I can remember, they've been trying to buy a team instead of build a team. It's just the way they do business there. It's never changed. It's crazy. People love black. Red never wins. And by the way, call tails when you go out for the game. Broncos, tails never fails. I hate when they call heads. Tails never fails. No, red wins. I thought about it. Didn't you see me hesitate? Like I was like, no, it's black. It's Black Friday. Black's gonna win $100. You can win it. It's like they're wanting to go out and buy this car. It's $1,000. They end up turning around and buying $3,000 for it and getting mad because it wasn't a $3,000 car. Lucifer thinks it's going to be Njoku. Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about that, man. Yeah, I'd be fine with that. I want a wide receiver. I mean, tight end would be my third choice, but I want a wide receiver, running back first, but that certainly could be. Cody, we covered that a little bit ago. So they're going to free that up, and then I think they're going to free up more after June with the green law stuff. So they're going to make some room for sure, and we'll see who it's going to be. Ooh, I feel like my camera just went out. Did my camera go out? Did it finally go out? Chuck says, I do feel like it'd be a huge trade nobody saw coming. First bet. Oh, here it is. Okay, first bet on black, 100. Be there in 30 minutes. Camera's a blur. All right. Well, what the heck? I wonder if I switch to. I'm really gonna freak you guys out with this. If that works, I don't know. Look at that. We'll go with the laptop camera. There you go. Let me see if I can make that look halfway decent. It won't stay there. You guys don't want to look at my nose the whole time, though. All right, we got that. It's not blurry now, right? So let's back up now that we've got this. Yeah, Dynasty is rare. Get that ship first, then figure it out in the coming years. Absolutely. I got to back up towards. Okay, here was Chuck again. AJ Brown's a smoke screen, similar to when everybody thought we were going to draft McCaffrey. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I heard it was AJ Brown they were working on, but yeah, definitely could be a smoke screen. Miguel, nothing. They have nothing up their sleeves. Oh, come on, man. Miguel, stay with us, bro. It's going to be all right. Cody says, made a post on TikTok about Snead coming in as a coach, and fans thought we signed him a wide receiver. I know it was like he was our first signing that was not from the team. So pretty weird. Sorry about my camera, guys. I lost my camera. I knew there was something going on with it. I think it just died or something. It's really weird. I think my cable's bad. Already got that. Goldberg says also likes Ingram. Caught a huge pass down the sideline when Webb was calling plays. Yeah, and he's a yak monster. Was always frustrated he didn't get more play. Started to think he was hurt. I thought that too last year. Like there's got to be something wrong with him. But it turns out that they just weren't using wide tight ends last year. Frustrating as hell. Maybe I should move this all down here. So it kind of looks like I'm looking at you guys. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, hope we've fixed the camera, but we're just using the laptop camera now. So my studio camera is dead or something. I'll figure it out. Camera's out of focus. Camera's out of blurry mic. Man of mystery. All right, we're better. But he says, no, I have Parkinson's. It's hard for me to type on this crazy phone. I hit the wrong buttons and it takes forever. So I just talk to text. But I certainly don't blame you for that then, brother. I'm very familiar with that, by the way. So God bless you. You need a new face to make it look halfway decent. I don't think I'm getting a new face. I don't think this is as good as it gets for me, Martin. Way to end it on a high note, Martin. All right. I just wish all right. See, Cody, this is why you're, when you start going live, you're going to run into shit like this all the time. Big E. If I was George Payton, I'd be looking around, looking at all these teams that are not playoff teams. Yeah. Yeah, they will do that. I actually have more faith that they'll work this draft pretty hard. They're going to have to at this point, right, guys? With free agency kind of doing what it did. I don't see any other way around it. Like, we can use some draft picks. I don't want to get a wide receiver that doesn't move the room. Like it's either going to have to be a really, really good number 2 or a number 1 wide receiver for me. If it's just another guy, we've already got some young talent in there that I'd rather keep developing, Franklin and Patrick and even Mims. Like if you're not going to bring somebody in that's better than that, then don't waste our picks or our time. So, well, I got a dead camera. Oh yeah, I've been going for over an hour. unless you guys got anything else. I got this stuff off my chest. We'll see what tonight brings. We'll see what the news brings. If anything happens, we'll be back on. Please subscribe on your way out if you liked what you saw. I would appreciate it. I don't know if I'll have David or anybody on tonight, but if anything goes down, I'll probably grab somebody. I'll bring them on tonight, so be watching out for that. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Thanks for putting up with the stream. They got weird with the camera. We'll have to figure out. I guess I probably just need a new cable or something's got to be. So figure that out. But until next time, guys, hang in there. Let's hope this. Let's hope this trade stuff happens, man. Because if it doesn't, I'm not understanding it, right? So I think we're all in this together, even though we do have some different opinions. Anyway, I got a few more. I don't want to leave you guys hanging. I'd be talking to the Jets. I'd be talking to the Cardinals. Makes me just think of Waddle whenever I see the Dolphins. I think they are talking to the Saints. We'll see what happens. Vic, I thought you were going gambling. Instead of Tyler Warren, we got Caleb Lohner. Yeah, that was a wasted pick. It was funny. It was funny watching everybody so excited about that pick last year. And I was like immediately like, yeah, this guy's not playing. Like it's just like a toy for Sean Payton, 7th round flyer on a 6'7" basketball player that has 4 touchdowns. Like I think he got in. I think maybe I've said this before, but like in the preseason, they put him in, and he was in for 4 plays, and he had 4 penalties in 4 plays. Like he's just not ready to play. He's just a project kid. So, all right, that's it. I'm getting out of here. You guys are great. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, I'll be back if anything happens. If not, enjoy your weekend, and I'll probably see you tomorrow or Sunday with Colin Cronin. Thanks, guys. Go Broncos.